Shut it, Tom.
Welcome back to the Enjoy the Walk podcast, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Players Week, the ever-debated fifth major that I think Tiger just pretty much stomped out of the question as being a major championship contender by passing up on it this week. But we got Dante in the house. Isaiah definitely doesn't have the coronavirus, even though he hasn't been with us in a couple weeks. But we'll get that man back on the pod here sooner rather than later. But Dante, how you doing, man?
Good, just another day in paradise. What can I say?
Another day not testing positive for the COVID-19, right?
That's true. I know it's everybody's freaking out right now. So,
oh, you gotta love it. Something else, man, we freaked out about today, and I'm just going to jump into it because I want to talk players so bad because I actually got to go last year. I don't know if too many people know that or had followed my personal page before we started the podcast, but good buddy of mine, Nick Marolo, shout out to him. He works down in the Jacksonville area and won some tickets last year. So I got to go walk around the players and just experience it on a weekend, which is absolutely phenomenal. That 17th, man, the wind starts picking up. That is a scary hole. Players were talking, today they were like anywhere from sand wedge to a hard 9-iron.
That's interesting.
That's quite the range.
Because the yardage is pretty short. Because I like the Twitter polls that they usually have or the Instagram questions with that in relation to that hole, because it's not a par 3 where it's playing 220 and maybe a little slight downhill, and the pros are playing 6-iron, yet your average player is pulling out a hybrid, maybe even 3-wood or whatever. So it's kind of cool because you do have that number in the bag, but they always struggle.
It's one of the most, iconic holes all year long that players just can't figure out. I think that's what makes it so great. And like you said, it's like the common man's hole, because like it's not like a 245-yard par 3 where these guys are hitting 4-iron and we're probably hitting like hybrid or a hard to 3-wood or something. It's like everyone can hit a 9-iron. Maybe the amateur hits an 8-iron there on a bad day, but like everyone can make this shot possible. It's relative to the amateur golfer, at least in distance wise.
Absolutely, and it's it's your closest thing to relate to the pros on an iconic hole.
Yeah,
you don't have that very often, and when you can go down there, since it is public, so you can go out.
Yeah,
and play.
I mean, it's expensive, but it's public.
Yeah, so anybody can go out there, and when you get there, I mean, you see everybody who plays that course, the post that they put is a picture or a slight video at the 17th hole.
And I'll be honest with you, the rest of that course is gorgeous. It's a phenomenal layout. It's a great walk. If you truly want to go to a tour event and enjoy the walk, this is one of them. It's kind of the way I was described the course as I was walking around by some of like the people who come to it more often than not, is it's more of like a star. Like there's kind of like, 4 or 5 holes that go out and make a roundabout all around the clubhouse. So like you're not walking way out into like Affinity and like your 18 maybe wraps around. Like every 3 or 4 holes, you find yourself back in this central location, kind of around the clubhouse and around the tee box to hole 16, which is pretty neat because like it keeps you just in this nice tight little circle. It's a great place to go watch a tournament. It's not that exhausting on the legs as far as, it's a pretty, you're down in the shore of Florida. It's a flatter course. There's not too much elevation change. And the stands they put around this place are massive. So it's fun. It's really cool to see. 17's always a party. We kind of see that. I think they stretched a little out of their comfort zone this year and tried to go a little Waste Management Open, for their pre-round, pre-festivity concerts. And I don't know, we retweeted the video today. You guys can go check that out at Enjoy the Walk Pod on Twitter and Instagram as well. But we retweeted the video. It was a little awkward scene. Wouldn't you say, Dante?
Yeah, just watched it. It seems like there's a mix of crowd. Those who are of that scene and those who are clueless of what was kind of going on. Yeah, because obviously it was club music. It was bumping.
I know in years past they've had country music singer Luke Combs. They've had, I wouldn't say rock bands like hard rock, but they've had some rock bands go through there as well. This year was definitely the more club scene with the chain smokers, but it was very evident that there was people who paid to be in the kind of the pit area that knew every song, and then there was your just normal golf crowd out around the edges that were just sitting in their lawn chairs like they were just watching the Masters, just relaxing, taking in a show.
Listen, man, when it comes to music, I'm a big fan of everything, but when you have events like that, I think you gotta go for everybody.
Yeah, I totally agree. So that was interesting to see. We're always want to talk about loving to see the expansion of horizons in the game of golf. So I think it's a great start to at least push the boundaries, see what's out there. But in such a static, kind of like more classic place like TPC Sawgrass, TPC Sawgrass will never be the venue that Waste Management is. And it even when I was down there, you get a feel like, okay, this is one of the places where like you wear a suit and tie kind of affair. Club music might find a little back and forth fight to find its way into that event.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And to go off of that, you have these other courses and other kind of bigger venues like outside the majors that trying or to do a little different things to get different crowds in and to make it feel as if it is the management at TPC Scottsdale. But to me, that takes away from what TPC Scottsdale and the Waste Management tournament is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just let them do their thing. Let that tournament be, the tournament what it's for, and keep it at that. Everything else, I mean,
I'll even say there's a lot of other tournaments that have the ability to do that, where their venue and their clientele is a lot more laxed and a lot more party based, but not at the Players. It's one of those tournaments where you have that really old money. If you take a look at the clubhouse, you can immediately say, okay, well, this isn't Scottsdale, Arizona. We're not in the middle of nowhere party central. We're in more of a classical high money, old money style event. So there's sometimes where like I obviously don't want the Waste Management infiltrating the Masters either. I love that there's no technology, fan wise in at the Masters. I love that it's as classic as it is. And I think the Players is also one of those events where like maybe I even draw the line. It's like, all right, I want this to be classic. I want this to be that, suit and tie style, really fancy ass event, because it gives, I feel like that's what holds it as a major, or at least keeps people talking over and over again that like it should be a major. It should at least be in the conversation.
I like that how it just sits on that bubble of whether it is or it isn't, because it just brings up that conversation and that debate. And I think that's what makes the Players the Players.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is too, it is such a challenging golf course that I think the other reason that it's in the conversation with being a fifth major is because you have the iconic winners. You have those, Hal Sutton, Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer. Rory just, when he won it last year, said it was a career-defining moment.
And Ricky's win a few years ago.
Ricky, career-defining. It's almost one of those things where, like, if guys are on the edge of having a Hall of Fame career, a Player's win can, like, put them over the edge of getting them into a Hall of Fame debate. It's like, it's just, it's such a historic classic event that I think it deserves that respect all the way around.
Speaking of Ricky, would you rather have that ice blocks trophy, or would you rather have the new gold trophy with the player on it?
I want to be honest. I think I like the new one, but the old one, just like so many names and guys have had that trophy that when I go back for myself in like historic presence, I just love the fact that like I have the same style trophy that Tiger Woods held up. That's what's, I'm just not sold on that new trophy from that. I mean, I like the style of it. I like that they mimicked, the guy. Shout out to our the Walkers t-shirts. They're on our website. Go peep them, guys. Check them out. Quicker than most. Little tagline below. But yeah, I like the classic trophy. 10 out of 10.
It kind of, like you were saying earlier, that that classic vibe. That trophy fits well, going off of that kind of the classic old school. I mean, I've never been down there. You ever play there?
No, a couple
Okay.
good friends of mine has from Marywood. You know, Nick Biondi and Carl Puglisi were just down there this spring, or this winter actually. I think they were down there in January. But yeah, it's just always pure too. That's the thing that blows my mind. You know, it's never like out of shape.
Nice. It's a good problem to have.
But yeah, I mean, one thing. Speaking, just going back to 17, I feel like every amateur, no matter how hard they try, always puts one in the water. It's just such a daunting hole. You know, every
How,
like amateur post that I've seen has been like, went to the drop zone because I put 3 in the water already.
speaking of the water, did you see the fan betting Rory $50
How
that he would hit?
beautiful was that?
That was
Rory's
that was that was a class act right
Rory
there.
is hitting the shot with a 50, just dangling, a little bit of breeze, so it's dangling in the wind out of his back pocket, and he just stuffs it, gives the 50 back to the fan. That was pretty
Yeah, that was really cool to see
well. Let's be
because
honest. Rory's more worried about the 2.7 million at the end of the weekend rather than a measly
I
50
mean
bucks.
that $50 to us means a lot.
Oh, I'll
Him,
take
it's
a
like
$50 bet on any golf course any
oh
day.
for
Give me
sure.
that cash.
His is like probably 50 cents for him,
Yeah, that's chump
but
change.
no, that's kind of cool, and that's cool too when you see stuff like that where they interact because sometimes they're there for business.
That's
I
what
mean,
Wednesdays are all
obviously,
about, though. And the pros, I feel like, are getting a lot better at that. Of just mucking it up with the fans. You know, yes, they're taking it seriously. They have a huge championship on the line, but they understand that they're making this money because of the fans and
oh
because
for
of those
sure.
packed stadiums. So
Yeah, it's just you just need to know fan and pro when like kind of the right time is. If you're in the heat of the tournament, like practice rounds, it's probably just
yeah,
all shits and giggles. But when it gets to
you want
gets
to
to the
talk about some
grind,
good shits and giggles today? Uh, our man Tommy Fleetwood,
yeah,
man, oh man, what a shot! Man tees it up, so he's mucking it up with the fans a little bit, and the two guys that were playing with him, I think it was Eric Van Rooyen and maybe his like PR team or whatever. But Tommy tees it up, and right off the face, someone in his little PR team goes, "Oh, Tommy, hold it! Tommy, hold it!" Well, sure enough, about 10 seconds later, ball drops right in front of the cup, then bounces right behind the cup, and spins right back in for a hole in one.
I'd like to see him get it.
Low key a good pick for this week, I think.
I was
Tommy,
about to say I'd like to see him get it done this week.
the man's been close already this year, close a lot. If he wouldn't have hit that like atrocious shot at Bay Hill just into the water out of nowhere, he had a chance.
Yeah, for sure. I think if he put that in the back of the green, he would have taken that to a playoff and won.
Or I'm sorry, not Bay Hill. The week before Bay Hill. It wasn't at Arnie's place.
No,
My bad. Anyway,
was it? No.
yeah, it wasn't at Bay Hill. But anyway, that course with Tommy Fleetwood had contention there. He hits one good shot. He puts himself in a chance to win a tournament. A couple weeks before that, I think he's been finishing good like top tens. Been playing solid this week. So we got a pretty cool episode lined up for you guys here. If you haven't enjoyed this 20 minutes already, we have if you guys follow us, on our personal pages, Dante and I played in the Barstool Classic last year, the qualifier out at Philmont.
Philmont.
Rep the PCC
Yep.
right out there outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And we met up with two guys when we were at the local qualifier who ended up winning the whole damn thing. Rocco Sgrillo and Anthony Hoffman. We got them next on the show. We're going to shoot the shit with them on everything Barstool Classic, Philly golf scene, and they're pretty big advocates of a pretty sweet golf organization as well. But before we get to them, we got our picks for the players this week. Lots of good names in the field. I feel like, this always brings out the best, and you always have one underdog that comes out and gives a go at it. Jim Furyk was the underdog that almost freaking won it last year. Made some noise down the stretch. Who do you got this week, man?
Let me see here. I think I might have to, like I just said earlier, go with our Tommy Fleetwood.
That's a solid pick, man. That is a
But we
solid
also
pick.
know I'm 1 for 3 of cuts made. So
Yeah, so I mean,
I
take it or leave it. Take it
I
or leave it.
may or may have not. Sorry, Tommy. If not,
No, you ended your jinx when you picked Rory. So
yeah, but I feel like that was pretty much a given.
golf's never a given, buddy. Golf's never a
I
given.
know.
But who am I gonna go with? Who am I gonna go with? I might go with our boy Sunjay M.
Really?
He's been knocking at the door the past couple weeks, and I'm just gonna take the man while he's on a heater because I don't know how much longer the heater's gonna last.
Yeah, he's been striping it lately.
Yeah, so there it is, guys. There's our picks for the players. Shout out to our podcast brethren over at Leave the Pin. They're down there at the players this week, Credential Media. They'll be inside the ropes, mucking it up with all the pros and whatever, you have it. So if you listen to us and are happen to be down at the players, look for them. They got a bright green backpack with some yellow emblems on it. So check them out. Say hello. Say hello for us. Take some pictures. If you're down there, tag us at Enjoy the Walk Pod on Instagram and Twitter. That'll be it from us. And on to our interview with the Barstool Classic 2019 champions. Welcome back to the Enjoy the Walk podcast, guys. As we said, we have the champions of the Barstool Classic from 2019. Played in our local qualifier out in the Philly area at Philmont Country Club. Rocco and Anthony Hoffman. Guys, thanks for joining us, man. How you guys doing?
Yeah,
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Appreciate you guys having us on.
Yeah, thanks. Finally, we're glad that we got to meet you at Philmont. Now we're enjoying your podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of fun.
Things have
you came a long way,
second,
right?
Since things have changed a little bit since Philmont.
Yeah.
You guys, going from the amateur status to pro status all of a sudden. Us starting a podcast.
That goes for you too.
It's been a good ride for both.
Year.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, you guys, I feel like, a lot of guys out in that Philly area that we just met along the way when we played up there, had that little Philly underdog chip on your shoulder. Does that come in everyone that grew up in Philly? Is that just a Philly thing?
Well, when you watch our Philly sports team struggle for so many years, I think we all want to just try to win something. So.
Yeah, I think everyone's just angry. So when you don't win, obviously,
that's just the best way to describe it.
Yeah, everyone's angry. It's just that anger that's been building up inside for so long, right?
Yeah.
It's always the hype and then the disappointment.
Yeah.
And then the anger.
So when the hype lives up to itself, it's well worth it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
What's that Mark Wahlberg movie is Invincible, where, that's I feel like that's the perfect representation of Philly is when he's back at the hometown bar and just everyone's cursing everything the Eagles do. Everyone's pissed off in the bar drinking. I'm like, that's Philly. That's
exactly
Philly
every time.
That's hilarious. No, it was fun being up in the Philly area, man, and not only meeting you guys, but a bunch of just golf heads from the Philly area that we've kept in touch with as well. There's a lot of good golf up in that Philly area.
No, 100%.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, me and Huff grew up. I mean, what would you say, Huff? We grew up on the public side of the golf end for our younger when we were younger and throughout high school. But now, I mean,
the Philly municipal courses. So we've been through the struggle. We played in some pretty terrible conditions, so it's nice to finally move up the ranks a little bit and play
some FDR.
Yeah, some FDR.
Yeah.
Actually, just closed.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Damn.
The lakes.
That's what they call it. Every time it rains, it's under 2 inches of water.
Oh, jeez.
Goodness. Now, we love that. We love any kind of muni golf, any kind of – I know Isaiah and I, he couldn't be here tonight, but I grew up on public tracks my whole, childhood. Even through college golf, our D3 team played on a little muni track up in the Scranton area. So, muni golf's a way of life for us as well. And it's cool to be able to take a jump and see the finer side of things every now and then.
That's why you always got to enjoy the walk.
Amen to that.
There you go. I was just asking Dalton if it was – because we went to the same college together. Was it Pine Hill?
No, it was a little bit better than Pine Hill. Pine Hill was like a little par 3 muni almost. We played the Scranton Municipal. They at least they bumped it up to like I think 6,100 yards from the tips.
Stretching it out.
Yeah,
that was our high school. That was our high school matches. We were playing almost a par. Yeah, but what our front nine had how many par threes? 2, 4, 5, 6
par threes,
8,
3 par fours.
Yeah, that was our high school track every 9.
That turns you into a ball striker right there.
Oh yeah, I mean
it did. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. If we hit driver off the first tee, that was about 300 yards. We got yelled at.
Probably blasted over that green by now, huh?
Yeah, that we actually did. Now I think both of us do. I'd have to say.
So
it's been nice.
Now, did you guys? You said you grew up kind of playing the golf together. That's how you guys knew each other. Was just playing junior golf and coming up, in the Philly area, or how did you guys end up meeting to become better ball partners?
We didn't play golf. We didn't play. No? Hoff didn't play golf until he was 14.
13 years old. Yeah, right before my freshman year we started, but we played youth hockey together for a couple years. Our families knew each other. We've always been acquainted, and then we walked into freshman year of high school for golf tryouts. Our season starts before the school year. I looked over to my left, and it's Rocco. I'm like, "Oh, you play golf?" And he's like, "You play golf?" And kicked it off from there. Played 4 years of high school with each other, and played in better ball tournaments. Traveled to amateur events, junior events, you name it.
Was your season in the fall then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm over the bridge, and it was during spring. So I grew up playing lacrosse, and I always wanted to play on the golf team, but I just couldn't because, well, same season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the year before we came, or the year before we entered in, or we went to high school, was the last year they did fall and spring golf. If we did fall and spring golf, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even imagine, like, looking back on it, being able to play that much freaking golf.
No, my
yeah.
That'd have been
I think we only had like 8 weeks, 9 weeks of golf for us in high school.
We started in mid-August, and we were done October 1st almost.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, you guys are in Pennsylvania, right? Yeah, just outside of – yeah, we were the same way. I went to school in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And, yeah, we were the same way. Started well before the school season, the school year. And like you said, second week of October was like state championship or something like
that.
Yeah. It was
same.
there and gone.
Yeah, and we were in the heart of the city. Like, we were Broad and Vine, 15th, and I think that's dead heart of Center City almost. Wow. So our golf course was down the road, down Boathouse Row and around, and then off of Henry Ave. It was a little golf course that's par 62, Walnut Lane, and that's what we grew. Well, that's what we played high school in, but. When we were in high school, we went anywhere we could possibly go to play.
I would challenge people to find some par 62 courses out there. They're few and far between.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. Only one you're ever going to see.
It was 2,600 yards, and it played all that 2,600. I'll tell you one thing.
Every last bit when you're a high school freshman, right?
Oh yeah, and we had the home course advantage because no one wanted to come play that place. We got lucky with that.
I love that. It was funny, even through like my play in high school, you had some teams that like played at some really nice courses, public courses. And then you had those dog tracks where you're like, man, coach, we really got to go there. Like, come on, we'll just forfeit. Come on. Don't take us there.
Every other team in the league said when they came to Walnut Lane, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. It reminds me of like the gap matches in the spring when Marion's got to come over like the bridge and go to some dumps in Jersey, or just they're like, are we serious?
Oh yeah. They hate it.
Yeah. I know.
They were talking about, got word the other day that they were talking about gap matches, and they were saying how they don't want these other places to come. Just say, I'm not giving, this isn't an accurate statement, I'm not putting this, but just say like Marion doesn't want guys from wherever coming to Marion. It's just like, it's a crazy thing that's going on.
I mean, so it's funny you say that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like I live in Maryland now, and our state team like matches, and which is like your guys' gap matches, have Congressional in the mix and TPC Potomac, and it's been rumored that those guys were just like they get to a point, and if they see someone else coming across the bridge, they'll just they'll let the forfeit and just kind of give up on the rest of the state
Yeah.
teams. They just don't really care to have 12 guys from fucking Eastern Shore, Maryland at a pony track come up to their course.
Yeah, and just like hack it up or whatever it may be, you know, they hate it.
Yeah, it's crazy when you get to that upper echelon of private clubs, I guess. Wouldn't know, but I guess. I'm just guessing.
One day.
Nah, there's some – it depends where you're at. But I'll tell you, like, I mean, Hoff knows – I tell him all the time. I was like, being a member, like, my first time being a member at somewhere, which is Philmont, and, like, the actual membership and hanging around and playing every day with meeting guys is probably the best experience you can ever come across.
I'll agree with that. Because, like, even through – so, like, when I started playing golf till I got to college, I worked at a golf course. And then playing through college, obviously you get to play for free at, like, your home courses. And then when I got down here to the Eastern Shore of Maryland, like, right after college was the first time I ever joined anywhere. And it is, like, the coolest experience. You guys, like, I don't know about you, but, like, all of a sudden I was part of these, like, 30, 40-man group texts that were just like, all right, we're playing here, we're playing there. You know, this time, that time, money matches. It's like, it's a cool little, you know, it's almost like a fraternity that you almost just joined. And all of a sudden you're just playing golf with a bunch of like-minded individuals all the damn time.
Yeah, they're all – I mean, the camaraderie that goes around there, you know. And then you got guys that are so successful, and you're – like me, myself, I'm just like – I'm a 23-year-old kid that's just kind of trying to play golf, and these guys are all millionaire, successful businessmen, and these are all just normal people. You know, that's the cool thing about it.
Yeah,
I think the guys that just are successful businessmen, and you see them in the office, and they may look like a dick. These guys are actually just level-headed, normal dudes. That
It brings the realization, like, at least for me too, like when I started walking into meetings, there's like, shit, dude, like that guy from across the table, like I've seen him playing at a different club. Like I saw him pound more beers than anybody else. Like he looks like an asshole and could be the worst businessman in the world, but like, nah, he's just a normal dude just playing golf on Saturdays and Sundays. And most people are.
Yeah. It brings out the natural people.
Oh, no doubt about it. No, that's awesome. Now I got to ask, you guys said you started playing better ball tournaments together. What was your first better ball event that you guys like ever entered as partners? And was there ever a moment that you were like, man, maybe we just shouldn't be partners?
Wow. There's one. It's got to be one of the Philly Pub Links tournaments. I think it was a 3-day event at Cobbs Creek. And
that was our first better ball though, right?
I think it was, yeah. And
yeah, that was like the first.
Very well. See, our biggest problem with this Philly better ball was we played throughout high school, and we would tear it up on qualifying day, and then match play.
We'd be first in qualifying and shoot like 8, 9.
And we knew we had it. Yeah, we knew we had it because we were leading the way in qualifying, and then we get to match play and just poop our pants.
Oh God, we get.
I think
it was like the worst. It was the worst couple years ever.
Yeah.
Like trying to get through that first couple rounds of match play, and then we each year we learned, we got better and better, and then we got to the championship, and
Yeah, it's a story for another time.
Well, that story was on the Foreplay podcast.
Yeah, we'll let those guys own that one. We definitely know that story. For those who don't, go check out our boys over at Foreplay. They got that awesome story. But I always just think it's funny, when you enter into these better ball events and you see some guys that like automatically they've been playing together since they were like, in diapers. And then you got other guys that like are just trying to make it work. So you can tell how like tense they are around each other and just aren't that good camaraderie. And it's guys like you that just thrive in that event. And you can see when people get comfortable with each other, how easy they kind of vibe and just start rattling off birdies. You guys had some pretty good success at the 2018 PPGA Fall Classic. You guys took home that championship. Were there any other better ball championships you guys took home other than the Barstool Classic or before the Barstool Classic?
Better ball events. We
won one at Jeffersonville. It was another PPGA event.
Yeah, it was more like, what was that? That was like a 6-6-6 event, which was pretty neat. Which is still like I think it was 6 alternate shots, 6 scramble, and then 6 better ball. And the better ball was we did the best on the better ball.
We actually we lost in 2 or 3 playoffs for better ball events. We lost one at North Hills just before the Barstool Classic, which was that was ridiculous, that 18th hole that we had to play. But yeah, we lost a few playoff holes for championships, so we're always around it. we're never too far off the leaderboard. We're always pretty confident with each other. I mean, we've played with each other probably over 2,000-3,000 times. So at the time we're competing with each other, and I think that really feeds off with the better ball, you know.
Yeah, I'd say we trust each other a lot. So, I mean, we know each other's games, especially coming up from high school, and we've known each other for however long it's been, 10 plus years now, and now playing golf together, it's kind of become easy. He knows what club I want to hit. He knows what club I know what club he wants to hit. I know what shot he wants to hit. He knows what shot I want.
I know I want to whoop his ass, and he knows he wants to whoop my ass.
Yeah, so like going against each other.
That's the best right there. That's the secret. That's the secret sauce to making a good better ball team happen. It's just like, yeah, you guys are part of a team, but it's like, all right, I'm gonna go out and shoot 66. All right, well, fucker, I'm getting you by one. I'm gonna shoot 65 on your ass. Like, I'm not letting you beat me. That's where it matters.
We've had so many talks like after tournaments and you know, car rides home and talking about like losses and talking about ties and talking about wins. And we were like, yeah, why don't we just like try and play against each other in an event just one day? And we're like, we always fire off birdies left and right against each other. So like, let's just do it that way.
Yeah.
So I don't think we talked about it, but I don't think we ever put it to the test.
It's in the back of our minds, I think.
It's in the back of our minds, yeah.
Yeah, I was just say, hey, save us all and don't whip it out for 2020 Barstool Classic so we at least have a chance, all right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, he hits a shot 3 feet. He's telling me, he's like, go and make it, you know? So it's like, I'm like, all right, it's go time. So it's fun, man. You know, we have a good time playing together. I don't think it'll ever get old.
That's the best part about better ball tournaments, especially if you find a good buddy or a good friend that's like in it with you. It's just the fun you can have if you're both playing well and just challenging each other on shots. And even if you hit a shitty shot, you know, it's like, all right, man, I'm here to pick you up. I'm here to save your ass from this hole. And I'm gonna make a 5, or I'm gonna make a birdie when you're in the woods about to make 7. I'm gonna save your ass. And you know, just the little chirping that goes back and forth. That's the best part.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've always, you know, I got shot to shit so many times. Yeah.
That's a great part about it too, because you know you're playing a team thing. So if you do just like blow up on one hole, it's just, and you know your partner's in the prime spot. You're just like, don't worry about it. Pick it up. We'll bring it to the next hole, and then we'll both go at it.
I think Hoff got frozen.
All right, so we're back. A little technical difficulties, but I think I want to ask you guys. I know Hoff, you're a big advocate and you know, employee for the First Tee. I want to get into the First Tee a little bit and how you guys kind of got affiliated with the First Tee. You know, maybe what you guys do with it. And Rock, I don't know if you help out a lot with the Philly First Tee. I know Hoff does, but you know, how you guys just got started with the First Tee of Philadelphia.
Get Hoff.
We as we said, we played high school golf at Walnut Lane Golf Club, and that was actually home of the First Tee at the time. So we grew up at another municipal course in a different part of the city, so we weren't introduced to the First Tee or knew anything about it. And as we got to high school, we seen it around us as we were at practice. They had First Tee classes going on at the same time. So we always had an eye for it, and we would help out whenever we could, especially when we became older students in the school. We'd come down and help the old golf professional at Walnut Lane with some classes and whatnot. So we've always been around it. A couple of our teammates were actually members of the First Tee and grew through the program and played at Pebble Beach for the Pro-Am that they have every year, the Pure Insurance Championship. So we've always been around it. We were always jealous of them because they were going on trips and going to different life.
Yeah, we never knew about it until we've seen our one buddy going to Pebble Beach, and we're like, why didn't we join the First Tee? We're all made.
Where did I go wrong?
Missed that one.
We're kind of upset about it.
So as I got into college, I went to a Chestnut Hill College, which is pretty close to Walnut Lane Golf Course. I'd go over there when we couldn't have access to White Marsh Country Club to hit balls and stuff like that, practice chipping and stuff. So started working at Walnut Lane and got introduced to the program, started teaching some classes, and a couple of years later, Rocco joined the team for a while.
I was supposed to join first, you know that.
Yeah, it was on from there. I beat him to it, though. My schedule worked out a lot better.
Never not a little competition, right?
Yeah.
Always.
That's awesome. What would you say? I mean, we had some members of the first tee on in this podcast before, and they talked about the 9 core values. But aside from that, what would you guys say is, really the most fulfilling part about the first tee and what they do as an organization?
I mean, for us, we're very hands-on. We were both coaches for a while, so it's just seeing the progress of the kids that go through the program, and you watch them grow, and you see that these core values really impact them, and they turn into good citizens with the community. So I think for me, that was the best part, and watching them grow in the game of golf. I'm a very big supporter in playing as much as you can and practicing and getting better at whatever you do. So if we're teaching these kids golf, I want to see some results out of them as well. And I think that was the most fulfilling part for me, just watching them go through the program and becoming young adults.
Yeah, I think you see that in a lot of like, just children's camps in general, but especially the first tee is like, you're not only teaching them golf, you're teaching like just how to grow up and be better individuals within, whatever aspects of life they may take on after the first tee.
Yeah. I mean, it's not all about golf, so we use golf as a vehicle to drive all this stuff. I mean, you surround them with good people. Hopefully they learn some things that they can carry on for the rest of their life.
100%. That's awesome. Now it was the first tee had come up in some controversy here the last week. We listen to Golf WRX a lot, and shout out to them because a lot of what they do, we love. We love their content. We met them down at the Orlando PGA show. Dante can speak on that. Those guys, Rob Miller and Knudsen.
Brian Knudsen. Hey, yeah. Knudsen, he goes by.
Shout out to those guys.
A lot of fun to talk to them.
They do a lot of like what's in the bag stuff like that. Would you say?
Knudsen's on 2 podcasts. He's one with the Club Pro down in Delaware, Maryland area. So it's called Mondays Off. He just shoots the shit with the Club Pro when he's off on Mondays. And they just talk about golf related aspects. And then Knudsen and Rob Miller, they're on 2 Guys Talking Golf, and it's same thing. It's title says it all. It's 2 guys talking golf. But what's cool about them is they do know a lot of tech. So I like to build a lot of clubs. Well, I started to, and now I'm addicted. So now I'm just going on eBay and just buying cheap stuff and then trying to piece it together. But learning from them on how to handle certain materials or certain clubs and how to put them together. So I kind of get a lot of information off of them. So definitely check them out.
Yeah. So we love those guys from WRX, but Michael Williams, their one podcast host on WRX Radio, made some weird ass claims, and I don't know, everything I've ever heard of the first tee is just amazing. It's great for kids. He basically called it ending. He said, "I want to end the nonsense and the indoctrination of inner city kids that they need to grow up in the country club culture." And I think he just completely missed what the first tee does. And I want your guys' opinions on it. I don't think he's ever stepped in like a first tee class because I think like you said earlier, Hoffman, I think it's so much bigger than golf that like the whole country club aspect, I don't even think is a part of the first tee. I think it's just all about teaching these kids the values that go within the game of golf.
I agree with that. Rocky, you have anything to say or?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to see what, I still think sometimes even the people that, donate and people that contribute to it, you really have to see the class aspect of what we do. It's not, we're not sitting there. We're not sitting there with the kids in the classroom just teaching them. We're showing them pictures of how you golf. Like there's a lot of more interacting things that go along with what we do in classes. And, I think for people anyone that wants to contribute or anyone that wants to go see what the first is about, you should go see a class, or you should go see, watch a video of what we do in class. Like, get yourself more influence with it to really know what we do. The core values are great things. And like Hop said, I think the biggest thing that we kind of went a part of was get these kids to play more golf. Like, cause you don't know what you're doing unless you play more. Like you can hit balls in the range all day and at an open area, and you can spray it left and right. But to learn how to hit shots on a golf course from downslopes, ball above your feet, ball below your feet, and rough and in all different kinds of situations, that's the kind of thing we want the kids to do is keep them on the golf course, and that's how we learned. We used to hit. I think back in the day, we would take a cart out. We wouldn't even play 9 holes. We would just go behind trees and hit flop shots over trees because we tried every single shot we could do, like the crazy shots, you know.
And that's
We'd
the only
plunk
way you
balls in
get
the
better, is
bunker.
just figuring it out.
And that's how you get
Yeah, we would put balls on the car pass and hit balls with the car pass. Like we would do anything that it was you were like, oh, let's try this one. Like, you know, it's just whatever we could think of, we want to do. So that's what kind of, you know, it gets you. I mean, you learn a little bit more knowledge about the game. You learn how to play the game, manage the golf course, obviously. And I think that's the things that we want these kids to learn, is to play more and see more. You can hit balls on a flat surface all day, but, you know, the more you play, the more you learn.
Yeah, and just to add my 2 cents on it, the country club part is, I mean, I don't know how other chapters worked. Us in the Philly area, we do a good job of picking golf courses in areas and trying to draw kids from that area.
Mm-hmm.
We're not trying to impact, like say we go to White Marsh Valley Country Club, like I brought up. We're not going to bring kids from a certain part of Philadelphia to that section. We're going to get kids from that selected area to try to impact them and get golf clubs in their hands, because we know what golf clubs can do in your hands. You know, it leads you to anything in the world if you wanted to. And that's what I think people don't really realize, that we are trying to impact the direct community. We want to make we have 18 different locations throughout the city and surrounding areas. We have 7 different counties. And like I said, I don't know how other First Tee chapters work, but that's our motive. That's our mission. We want to impact the direct community that golf course or driving range or indoor facility is located at. And that's just,
I think I honestly, from what I know, First Tee in Baltimore area too, that's the way Baltimore works as well. They have their different locations within and around the city that they kind of zone in on, and they have, specific events catered to that, county or whatever. So I think that's what people miss, when they make accusations like that, is like they're so far out, or like zoned out of just seeing the face value of like, oh, well, the First Tee takes these inner city kids or, whoever within a city, and it teaches them, the uppity part of golf. And it's like, no, it's like, actually, like you said, we're zoning into these areas and just bringing kids who want to be there. Like these kids want to try golf and they want to learn more about the game, and providing them an avenue for them to play where otherwise they wouldn't have that avenue to play golf.
Yeah.
And that's growing the game.
And I'm sure, and in my experiences, even I know a lot of, we'll say, country club kids that need the program more than the inner city kids. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, true.
A lot of kids that are just really, they need the core values and to understand what life is, because a lot of them are out of reach or out of touch with everything. So that's just my 2 cents on it.
That's an interesting take. That's not something I would even thought about. And, I'm glad you said that, because it is, when you get to that avenue and when you get to those, nice country clubs, sometimes those kids maybe are more out of touch with, reality than some others. So I'm glad you said that. That's interesting. I never would have taken that, aspect on things.
And to back up Hop's point, just think about, they say, no offense to the suburb kids, but they say, us, we have our street smarts. And I think that goes a long way, with kids that come up from they have the street smarts, they have that kind of knowledge, so that, the kids that may have the things that they, are fortunate to have in life, they kind of take them a little bit more for granted. So I think that's a big part too.
For sure.
Speaking from my background, I'm not saying I was poor, but I grew up in the city. I grew up with kids that done bad things and everything. So I think that's one thing that these kids, we try to get out of these kids too, is these inner city kids. Not many have that structured lifestyle, and some kids that come in, we try to help them out as best we can. No matter what it is. Getting them off, not saying getting them off the streets, but we run a really good PAL program that's over there, and the PAL program is a police athletic league. Yeah. So that's kids all from out the inner cities that come to this police athletic leagues, and then they come to our golf program, and we teach them the core values. And these kids don't even know what golf is. We grew up on concrete. We didn't grow up on grass.
Yeah, there's no backyard to go hit chip shots.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. I mean, the first tee is really not the first tee. It's golf. Golf should be for everybody, and that's what people don't understand. It's not a select avenue where people can go play golf. It should be for everybody.
Yeah, no, I think at the end all be all, that's just what we love to advocate for, and what we are trying so hard to get the message out through this too is like, whether it's through putting on events with other brands that are, advocates of municipal golf, or just trying to get the word out there that like, listen, golf's not the like late 90s sport that it used to be, where you have to be a member of this prestigious country club to go play the sport. Get out there with your buddies, go to Goodwill and put together a set for like $20, and you can go to your local muni and just start learning how to play.
Yeah.
And
shout out to Riggs, because he's doing the same exact thing. He's making a stellar golf tournament for anybody who wants to play.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the amateur golf needs so much more of that. I think there's room for about like 20 more Barstool Classics or like that sort of event style over the summer. Because obviously, I mean, half the reason we had you guys on here is to talk about this next year's this next year's championship. And I mean, hell, it's sold out in 5 minutes, 10 minutes in most locations.
Yeah.
But that alone, I mean, yeah, Barstool's built a damn good brand, but the fact that many amateurs want to sign up for a tournament like this also speaks to just the need and the want for an amateur event like this.
Yeah, 100% agree. I mean, it doesn't have the USGA label to it where people are scared to register for. I mean, it's a friendly, welcoming event where you can be a good golfer, but you can just want to meet the people from Barstool,
Mm-hmm.
It's good for everybody.
And that's what I was telling Dalton earlier when we were talking about this, is you have like the gap events, all the amateur events, those guys, those kids can play like the mid-am and all that. I mean, it's tough. And then, or you're looking at the USGA mid-am. I mean, you got like Stu Hagestad up in there, and you got these guys who are like just phenomenal players playing in like tour events and whatnot, but you don't have that competitive, this is what I said. If you have anything competitive for just like an average player, anywhere that can be like 10, 15 handicap right in that realm, or even, single digits, it's your member event if you belong to a club. But there's nothing like the Classic. You need more of the stuff like the Barstool Classic, because you still have like competition, yet you still have that fun, and it's still for everybody. I was like, we need more of that. And that's what they're doing.
It's a member guest outing.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like, you go to an outing, and member guests are fun, but they're more low high class. There's sometimes you have your first night of your member guest is your nice dinner. You got to dress nice. You can invite the wives, but this one's the one day.
Not this year.
Member guest outing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great fun.
I'm excited to see what they do, because they were like he was saying was that he was trying to group the tournaments around like the weekends. He was doing the Thursday, the Fridays, and the Mondays. And I mean, Atlantic City, we go down Friday night, party all Saturday, Sunday, or however you please, and then ball out on Monday. I mean, it's perfect, because I'm excited to see if they're going to do anything kind of on the back end, kind of
beforehand.
Like an event. Yeah, beforehand, like an event party or something. Because
I think going from last year, how they did everything, I think to throw more parties in for them is going to be tough. But I think there's some weekends where they'll pick the right spots, and they'll have, like they had Paige Spranick in Chicago last year. So like, are they going to do more events like that?
Yeah.
I think it's a no-brainer for them too. I think the possibilities there, especially on like, Friday tournaments or the tournaments that are before the weekend, I think there's a huge possibility to just throw in like Barstool mixers or, big banger parties or whatever they want to do.
For sure.
With their qualifiers. But before we move on to next, this year's coming up, I want to talk a little bit about last year's journey to the championship for you guys. Like we said earlier, we met you guys at Philmont. Was it business as usual for you guys getting through Philmont? I mean, Rock, you pretty much own the place, so it was playing like the back of your hand,
Yeah, I mean, like, again, that story that when we first found out it was at Philmont, I was working at the bar, he was working at the bar, and my buddies were telling me, they're like, yo, the Barstool Classic thing's at your spot. I'm like, what do you mean my spot? And they're like, your golf course. I'm like, and my friends, they don't know much about golf. They're just like, they're at your golf course. I'm like, what golf course, dude? So they're like, Philmont. And I'm like, oh, no way. So I looked it up. I searched it. right down there. I think it's like 1 a.m. at this point. I called Hoff. I was like, yo, the Barstool Classics it's at Philmont. We're going to Liberty National. We're playing for $10,000. You got to see the trophy. I'm paying the $600 right now for us. Let's go. He's like, all right, that's fine.
Done deal.
We were sold on that. So then once that all happened, Philmont, I mean, I played it for 2-3 years. I won a club championship there. I had my first 2 hole-in-ones there. I mean, it's
Wait. First 2?
Yeah, I had them in like 3 a month span, maybe.
How many do you have now?
Just 2.
Okay. I thought you were going to rattle off like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or something like that.
Nah.
I was about to hang up on you.
Got my first 2 there. I got just 2 now. That's they came in a month span. So 1 on 8, 1 on 17. But besides me, I don't want to talk about me. It's Philmont's a great track. I mean, I brought Hoff up there a couple of times, so he knows it. He knew it pretty well going in, and obviously it's a lock. It's not hard to play. I mean, after any home track, for a while, you played in tournaments there. You played in, your member guests, whatever they could be. But yeah, that was an easy W or easy win. I wasn't really worried. I mean, Hoff, were you worried?
We didn't start off too hot.
No.
Definitely didn't start off too hot. I was struggling a little bit.
Actually, we birdied the first hole. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that was you, not me.
Oh.
I was struggling, and I was a little nervous because I didn't know if I was going to pick up the slack. Say he makes a double bogey, and I'm not there to help. That's our big thing, ham and egging it. So I struggled at Phil. I think I shot 75-ish, and Rocco scored
66.
We had the rain delay.
It's effective.
And we went in there, and I was like, Rock, put the Trulies down, have a couple. That's
it.
It's not over yet. It's still some business left.
That was one of my questions because, actually like a couple of the Barstool stops, we had a pretty lengthy rain delay. Was watching guys start, snake cups. They were like 8, 9, 10 Trulies deep. And I was like, well, if they're at the top of the leaderboard, Dante, we got a chance. I was like, I'm not saying we got to go. We knew we had to go out firing after the rain delay, but I was watching a lot of guys just pound their leaderboard chances off of off the Truly. So I was like, all right, if we stay semi sober, we might have a shot coming out of this rain delay.
Yeah, Hoff warned me very soon once the rain delay happened.
And I'll give you one thing, Rock. I'll give you one thing, Rock. After the rain delay, I think we were struggling, and I could tell Rock was in another zone when we got back out there.
I put on Dreams and Nightmares.
Yeah, you rattled off a couple of birdies. I think
I rattled off 2 in a row.
Good.
12 and 13. Lipped out 114. Birdied 15, right? Or no, we birdied 17. You birdied 17.
Yeah.
So shout out to Meek Mill for getting you through your second.
Well, I mean, after the Birds Super Bowl win, like you can't. Dreams and Nightmares just get you pumped up no matter where you're at.
I'll be honest, I'm not even a Birds fan, and Dreams and Nightmares just it gets you to that level. Get you to that level you need to get.
It hits differently.
No, that's awesome, man. And then you guys pretty much cruised through Philmont. Then that's basically the story of Philmont. You get to the championship out at Liberty National. Talk us through that whole experience. You guys got to go to HQ, hang out with everyone from Barstool, chill with Jake Owen, lose to a putting match with Jake Owen. What was that like pre-festivity like hanging out at Barstool HQ?
It was cool. Our first experience was we thought we were fashionably late, but we walked in.
We were way late.
The next lady looked at us, was like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you so late?" And we're like,
we thought we came like 45 minutes late. Would have been like fashionably late, I guess. Everybody was like, "Damn, you guys are just getting here."
But I mean, it was a great time. They had a good event up there. Fun contest was fun. Obviously, Jake Owen won. I don't think they gave him the money.
Yeah, it worked out. It was you couldn't have mapped it or pictured it or planned it any better than what it was. I mean,
what they could do better, what they did this year, make it 3 days. So,
100%.
Yeah, a lot of days. But like Jake Owen, like him draining the putt, like lifting the arm, then taking the jacket off and draining the putt again. Like,
I was gonna say, there's just some things you just can't make up to make a better storyline. And just from us watching even at home on the story, on the Barstool story, it was picture perfect. They couldn't have written it any better for a pre-party.
It was awesome. And then he plays in the event. And then, I mean, for us, obviously, the next day going forward.
Yeah. Now, the only thing I regret about that is not taking the ferry with everybody, but I think us driving ourselves, we got in our zone. And
yeah, we do our own thing.
Yeah,
we don't.
All right, so that's a little insider secret. Everyone thought, the whole Barstool Classic went over in the ferry. The winners didn't even take the ferry.
We drove. We stayed in the hotel 5 minutes away from the course.
Suspicious causes right there.
Listen, we've done this plenty of times. I think we nailed it on the head. That day, October 15th. That's when we nailed it on the head.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was an early wake up call for those guys getting out of bed to catch the ferry in time.
That's what I said. We talked about it. I said, Hoff, do you want to go on the ferry at 5 in the morning? He's like, no, why don't we just stay in the hotel that's 5 minutes away? We'll wake up at 6:30 and then get right over there. I mean, an extra hour of sleep's always worth it.
Yeah, there's something about golf tournaments too that just whenever you're traveling to a golf tournament, get those practice rounds in. You're always just a little extra beat like the night before an event. So especially with that pre-party and everything, it's like if you can get as close as possible to the golf course, why the hell wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought about too. And a lot of people were saying that it was very cold on the ferry. And I would have been a little pissed if I was sitting there freezing my ass off beforehand and trying to get up and get ready to
for a good 30, 40-minute ride from Manhattan to the course. Yeah,
I'm cool.
Yeah, I did that in 7th grade. I think I'm good for now.
Yeah, I went there. I went out to Manhattan with my parents in the fall, and we caught it on the blusteriest day possible. And I was on the ferry for like an hour and 20 minutes, and it was an hour and 19 minutes, way too freaking long. Yeah. It's not enjoyable.
No, not at all.
That's crazy.
So going into the next day, like I said, we stayed 5 minutes away. We drove over. We had our tunes set up for the morning. Listen to our music. We had everything ready to go. And then, coming up to Liberty National, I mean, that's a top of the line course. And we've played some of those courses, but like going up to there, dude, it was just that whole
clubhouse is something special.
Yeah,
we were looking up for 2 months beforehand, like, oh my God, I can't wait to pull up to this place. Like,
when you go to a place that's had like an electric President's Cup and just watching that place on TV and just seeing the views, and then to be able to step foot on there and just say, yeah, I'm playing for, not only am I playing it, like, okay, cool. Yeah, you can play anywhere if you pay for it, but I'm playing in a championship for 10 grand. That's some pretty awesome scenarios right there.
Yeah. But like,
how'd the course play? Like, I always hear it can get hard. It can get tough with the wind coming off the river there. Did it play tough that day?
We were just talking about this yesterday. Monday, we went up to Manhattan, got the trophy back, and we played golf afterwards. It was 70 degrees, sunny, not too much wind.
And I'm frozen again.
Right on cue.
It's 70 degrees.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Little technical difficulties here offer us the perfect opportunity to thank our sponsors. As always, we want to thank Slope Grade, the only wearable green reading product on the market that lets you attach a little sensor right to your belt buckle, won't get in the way of any swings or putts, and transfers right to your iPhone, Apple Watch, and soon-to-come Samsung products as well as Google products that tells you immediately the reading on the green in which you're standing on. Slope Grade is changing the way we read greens, and it's going to help your game, and it's going to chop scores off of that scorecard. We promise. Check out slopegrade.com today, www.slopegrade, slopegrade.com, and enter coupon code Enjoy the Walk at checkout for a special discount. Check them out. Also, we always want to thank Saltwater Swag for all of our vinyl product needs. Saltwater Swag at saltwater_swag_MD on Instagram. Check them out. Anything you need done in vinyl, whether it's shirts, hats, sweatshirts, you name it, they can get it done for you. Saltwater Swag. Check them out.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, it was 70 and sunny. We got blessed with the best weather we could have played in. There was no wind. I mean, you looked around, you're on the harbor, and you're waiting for wind to come around, and there was nothing. I mean, it was absolutely magnificent. It was the best
We were scared.
weather you could have for a golf round.
Yeah.
We were scared. I think going into it, we were like, if it's windy, like whatever. I mean, everyone's playing the same course, and
Sure.
obviously, I mean, us going into it, we already said we're the best players going into this, this tournament. We got to play like it. So I think going in with that confidence, knowing, we're going to win. There's just no other way. I think there was a guy in the locker room, like after it, he's like, what were these guys thinking? Like, you think you were going to win when you were teeing up? I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
that
What
question
do you think you're going to
always-
lose when you
that question always blows my mind. Like, especially in a championship setting like this. Like, what, were you coming to play for 5th place? Like, why did you show up today?
He's like, did you think you were going to win? I'm like, nah, I thought I was going to lose today, buddy.
Yeah.
That last sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I wanted to finish right around 8th. That was the goal. My favorite number is 8. Like, come on, buddy. What are you doing?
Yeah, that was kind of a mind bogger, but
That's
Is that the first time you guys played that course?
yeah.
First
We
time,
tried getting up onto it for a practice round.
didn't work out too well.
Didn't work out. Yeah, it didn't work out too well. But we went. I mean, we started off on it. I mean, it's cool. You got up there. I mean, the atmosphere of the place was unreal. I mean, you walk in. You got to sit and eat breakfast.
Which was
Whole unreal breakfast. Omelets, everything you could think of. And then, you kind of sat there. You took your time. You put your shoes on your locker. Just the whole experience. And you went on the range and you pick whatever balls you were playing with. Pro V1, you were playing with Callaway, Chrome Soft X's,
That's
like
solid.
Bridgestones. Like I played Chrome Softs the day I picked a bag of Chrome Softs off the range. It was sweet. I mean, from me, I went and got a massage. I hit the massage table.
Oh, you started the day with the massage?
we did.
Yeah.
First tee box.
I waited. I probably waited. I hit balls early, putted, and I was like, all right, I got to sit on this table. I probably waited 25 minutes to get on that table.
No.
It's like-
Which is funny because when we were at Philmont, they had a massage table there too. No one sniffed it. There was nobody at
What?
that massage table. If I remember
see
correctly,
that.
Dante, I remember saying something to you. I was like, dude, massage table, maybe. And then I kept looking at it and no one was going to it. I thought there was something wrong with it. So I just was I was not going to try it at all.
They stretch you out. It was a big stretching table. I was like, this is perfect. So
That's the way to start a day.
Yeah, that's something you got to capitalize on. Get the body
I think
loose.
that's the way I got to start it next year too. It's you got to get in the rhythm of things.
Man.
It's
That's
balls,
epic.
putting, massage, tee.
Yeah. All right. We'll have to write that one down.
Yeah.
That's one.
I mean, Hoff, what do you think about the way the round started? I mean, the hole we started on was brutal.
Yeah, we started on the 4th hole?
5. I think it was 5.
Yeah, 5. Water all
Mhm.
down the left side. We decided to go first as a team. I don't think our playing partners were too fond of us. We had
Yeah.
a bumping. It was fun. But
Yeah.
I mean, we're enjoying the experience. We had the Shark experience.
Yeah.
Round sound music. I'm at Liberty National. It's 70 degrees. It's sunny. I'm playing music. while we play. There's no rules against it. It's a Barstool Classic. What are you going to do?
I mean, that's encouraged.
Yeah,
Come
it's
on.
encouraged.
Out of all places, just bump music your whole round. That's
Yeah.
the freaking
That's
the
where-
championship. Right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the hole we started on was brutal. I think I blacked out my first swing. Hit it right down the middle and pushed it a little right. So,
I was not going underwater. I was not
Yeah.
moving it.
and I was fine with that. But yeah, the round couldn't have been better. I missed a few birdie putts that were very short early. So we
Like 3 feet, 4 feet short.
So the first hole we started on, I missed a 4-footer for birdie. The second hole, I missed a 3-footer for birdie. And that's when we looked at each other and we're like, it's one of these freaking days again.
That
Yeah.
sounds like our Philmont experience.
Yeah.
Dante missed about actually for me it was the first 2 holes at Philmont. I missed 2 footers. I had putts on the wrong side of the hole and for 2 footers they broke 12 inches. It was ridiculous. And made horrible strokes on them. And I was like, all right, that's gonna be the day.
Yeah, that's exactly what we thought.
We've all
Once
had
he missed the first 2, I was like, this can't be real right now. I was like, this is how this is going to be.
So now how'd you guys turn it around then? Because you guys caught fire the rest of the day.
Yeah. The hole after that was a par 5, I believe. Rocco
We
went down
we
for birdie.
no we parred. It was par 4, which is 5. 6 was a par 5.
Yeah.
7 was the par 4 coming back. 8 was when we started our streak.
Yeah. Okay.
8's when 8 we actually.
You made birdie from the bunker on the par 5.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, we actually got a pop on that hole.
That was our only hole we got a pop on. So
we kind of made up for the past couple holes that left us behind. So we picked up a stroke on 8.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's something we mentioned yet, and I'm glad you just kind of ran into that because for those who don't know, like the Barstool Classic format, it's not only is it better ball, but it's modified handicaps. So basically, and now I know you guys are very low single-digit handicaps, but for anyone who plays in it, you play at 50% of your handicap. So, I mean, some guys that, were 9s, 10s or something like that, close to that realm, they got 4 or 5 shots during the day, which is pretty cool. And, for us single-digit handicaps, you really got to take advantage of those pop holes. And, when you make a par on a pop hole, I mean, yeah, it's great. It's a birdie, but it's like, shit, man, like I could have got chipped there. So that's sick to hear that you started your kind of run on a hole that you got a stroke.
Yeah, we didn't expect to get strokes at all. We seen the scorecard and I looked at him. I was like, yo, we're getting a stroke. We're both getting a stroke on 8, and it's par 5. So we took advantage of it. I mean, I birdied 8. Hoff birdied 9. He had put one to an inch. I think Hoff birdied 10.
Yeah, I birdied 2 in a row.
I birdied 11. We went par. Then I went birdie on 13, 14, 15. So then it just it was like every hole we had was kind of a
and then I think I rattled off a couple more, and
we
both just jumped in, and next thing you know, we're at 8 under. Like, all right,
yeah, we didn't even. We kind of blacked out.
I do got a good story. So we were on like the 13th, I think, the par 3.
Yeah, long par 3. Yeah,
par 3. I hit a great shot. It just trickled off the right side of the green, went into like a little runoff, and one of our caddies, this guy Mike, great guy. He caddies down in Florida as we speak. He looks at me and he goes, "Oh man," he's like, "all the tour pros were out here the other day, and not one of them got up and down." He's like, "Phil Mickelson was there; he didn't get up and down."
Yeah, reassuring.
And I had some Trulies, and I looked at him and I said, "Fuck you, Mike! I'm making birdie." And Rocco hit one to like back left of part of the green, and it almost fell off. If it went another half a yard, it would have went in the water. So he got lucky staying up there. So I chipped one up. I put it to like 30 feet. So I obviously didn't make birdie, but I drained the putt and I looked at Mike and I threw him my ball, and it was just like, all right, it's on.
Now that's the kind of iconic hole hanging out over the water right off the river, right? Like what's that hole?
So if I'm not mistaken,
this has to be
the one that's on the right of the water.
Yeah,
that's the one that's like oversees the skyline.
Yep.
I birdied that one. I think that's. Oh, I want to. Hold on. Where's my yardage book at? I'll go get my.
I love it. Yeah. While you grab that, basically, like that. I love the fact of like, not only is it an event, like you're not going to see people like drinking Trulies and having a good time like that at a US-Am or like a US Mid-Am even, like that's the best thing about the Barstool Classic. And what I love about it is like, it's literally like you're going out in the men's league on a Thursday night, having some beers in the cart, playing music, whatever. And the fact that it like, yeah, we saw it in a local qualifier, but then it transitioned over into the championship too, which I think is the best part. Like, that was kind of my like, only big question. I was like, all right, yeah, people were cool like at the locals, but like a lot of those like guys who just didn't give a shit, like did they transfer over into the championship? And it's awesome to hear that like you guys were bumping music, drinking Trulies, just having a good time, because that's what it's all about. And that's like why we entered the tournament in the first place, was that kind of mentality.
Yeah, I mean, it was a laid back mentality. Obviously, we want to win anything we do.
Especially 10K. I mean,
yeah, and especially when 10K's on the line. But I mean, the whole setup was great. I mean, the guys did an unbelievable job of setting everything up and making everybody feel comfortable, and there's coolers on every single hole with any kind of beer you want. I mean, there's Barstool employees out there and hyping you up and just making you have a good time. And I couldn't say any more kind words that they just really put on like an unbelievable event, and I can't wait for like the 3-day event this year. I think it's going to blow Liberty National out of the water.
Yeah, I totally agree, which is crazy because the stories you guys tell us are unreal already.
Yeah, I mean it was the perfect day.
Agreed.
Rock, what hole was that?
I can't find my book, but
I'll take your word on it.
That's what we got online for. I mean, this is what they're for, boys.
It's what they make Google.
But
While you're looking that up, walk us through that playoff. I mean, there were 2 teams that finished at 8 under, right? Like you said, you finished at.
No, we were 8 under. We had a 1-stroke lead over the second place team.
Oh, that's right. They took the top
7 and then
top 2 or top 3.
It was top 4.
Okay.
Top 4 teams. There was two at 5, 1 at 6, and we were at 7.
Yeah.
All right. So walk us through that then. You guys start on 18, or is it a 3-hole playoff?
3-hole playoff. So we started on 16.
16 to drivable par 4.
What makes this event even more special was after the 18 holes of golf, they finalized the scores and made announcements. They had the grounds crew of Liberty National go out and change the hole locations for 16, 17, 18 and give us new pin sheets. I mean, it was fun to be a part of.
Oh, they even threw new pin sheets in for that last.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah. No, I mean, anytime you run into a place like Liberty National, and obviously it's only going to get better when you go to such a historic place like Pinehurst, they just have their shit together.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you run into like local club events that just, sometimes screw it up or don't give you the pin sheets or just have it a little like discombobulated. Courses like that just do it right.
Yeah.
And I'm pumped to see what goes down at Pinehurst with a 3-day event like that. It's just it's going to be one for the history books, I think, of just amateur golf events. It has to be.
100%. I definitely agree with that. It's going to be fantastic.
So now, how are you guys thinking on prepping for Pinehurst? What's the game plan going in? You going down there a couple weekends to get some practice rounds in leading up to it, or I mean, it's not till November. You guys getting down there a lot over the summer?
I doubt it. We were looking up flights, though. I think we're going down like a week beforehand and try.
Yeah, I think our plans are going down a couple days beforehand, and maybe play 1 and 5 or 2 or whatever course. Who knows which one we're going to play on. But I think we're going to go down. I mean, the deal would be go down maybe play Wednesday, Thursday, and then get Friday, Saturday, Sunday in.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you more excited to play, like, if we get on, or I shouldn't say we, because we haven't qualified at all yet, but, the qualifiers, if they get on, are you more excited to play, like, the historic number 2 or any of one of the redesigns, like the Gil Hans number 4 redesign? What's the favorite? You're looking for number 2?
Yeah. I mean, how can you not?
I mean, I had to ask, because there's so many courses down there.
There is.
Yeah.
People have different preferences, but, I mean, for myself, I've never been there. And I think number 2 just speaks the loudest to me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when the 4-play guys went down there, I listened up about, their experience, and they say number 4 was unreal. I mean, I think I agree with Hoffman. Number 2 is where it's at. I mean, that's where all the history's at, where everything goes down at. I mean, no matter what 4 looks like, 5 looks like, 6 looks like, 2 is what speaks the loudest of all of the courses. That's where everyone goes. That's where the big event's at too.
My dad was the biggest Payne Stewart fan ever. It definitely transferred over to me. So to ever have the opportunity to get down to Pinehurst, I think number 2 is just the must play. The must see for never being down there. Just so much history at that place, man. It's one to have to get on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
No doubt.
But the playoff was it was nerve-wracking. I mean, for those who don't know, Hoff, I'm not meaning to throw you under the weather here or under the bus, but you blast one into
the harbor.
You blast one into the harbor. Yeah, I'm gonna throw you in the harbor. You blast one in the harbor. Rock. What does that feel like standing over? I mean, you gotta hit something not wet. Was that just your only thought? Was just like not wet?
Yeah, that's exact. I mean, getting over it. Like Hoff said, I think I was in a different zone. I kind of slowed everything that I thought, I've done in the past. I thought about a lot, and I just slowed everything down, which kind of helped going forward. But I mean, once Hoff put in the water, I mean, we've all hit bad shots, no matter what situation it is. It's just you got to pick up your teammate. You know, he's hit plenty of bad shots, and it goes back from the Cobb's Creek and the Philly better ball. Like, he's hit so many bad shots, and I think one day he played absolutely awful. I just, took care of what I had to do. That's what you do when you're playing a team event. But yeah, the thought going into it was, don't go right. But what got in my head was, it's funny, and the kid before me hit, and he put a good one out there, like roasted one, I guess, hit a pretty good one. And some of the guy in the crowd was like, wow, that's bombed. And I was like, nah, wait till you see this one. So I got up. Obviously, I kind of just made sure I made the right swing, and once it got down to it, I roasted it, and it worked out. I stayed in bounds, which was nice.
That's always reassuring.
Yeah, that tee shot, after the tee shot happened, it took a lot of pressure off, I guess. But it's still, I mean, Hoff faced me. He's like, you want me to hit another ball? And I'm like, nah, I got you, dude. Like, I'm not making 5. And we've gone back to that situation where, we lost on the 8th. Well, not, we've lost a hole on the 18th and went to a playoff and lost. And I told Hoff, I was like, dude, I'll never do that again. So I guess I've lived up to my word so far. For now.
Crazy.
And then one of the biggest ones we've played in so far. So
I mean, yeah. So like, I gotta ask, you guys, you walk through that hole. Everybody's seen the video that probably follows us. So there's no need to go through it. Stuff it. You stuff the putt. You guys freaking win it. Who drank out of the cup first?
I think Hoff, or did Za?
Yeah,
I think Za did.
My Barstool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about him, and that is such a. He was classic. Just watching on the story to see him hopping around. I think the cup had to be taller than him. Am I right?
It was heavier than that.
It wasn't taller than him.
Yeah.
He could have sat on
trophy.
it. He would have sat on it.
A college buddy of mine hit me up, and he texted me. He's from the Boston area. He goes, yo, dude. He's like, it's so crazy that Za's there with you. And I was like, why? He's like, he used to tutor me when I was in grade school.
What a small.
And I'm like, that just threw me completely off guard.
Wow.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, so Za was the first one to drink out of it. And then I got passed on. It was, I don't know what to say. Like, I think we had a lot of Trulies. The F words were flying out a lot. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, we had a lot of F-bombs. I don't know. It's acceptable, but like, I mean, what are you supposed to do in that situation?
Yeah, I mean, so that's what I got to ask too. You guys won 10K. You guys were technically considered professional golfers after that. What changed? Like, did you guys recognize anything that changed from like a golf perspective after being like on the label of pro, or is it just like business as usual, playing golf just with your buddies again?
I mean, amateur events are done with. One of the guys that runs a lot of amateur events called us right away, and that was their first question. What are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? We're like, let us think about it. I mean, it was literally, it was on the drive home
on the drive home. Like, let us enjoy the win, please.
And the week before, I won Mid-Am, and he was like, did you accept money at the qualifier? Because that would make your win and here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa. Listen, we didn't accept anything yet.
Yeah. Just
left Liberty National. Like, we haven't even accepted this money yet. Like, let us think about it. We're going to figure something out. And, like, I think at the end of the day, he wanted us in his tournaments, which I understand. They're great tournaments, and we have a lot of fun with them. But 10K is 10K. What the hell do you want us to do,
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how you say no. But yeah, it is what it is. Some people love their AM events, and like you said, you're mid-AM, and I just turned 25, so I'm pumped to play in some mid-AM events this summer, which is
that was my first as a 25-year-old as well.
My first year as a 25-year-old, I can't play number mid-AM.
Sorry to remind you of those. Throw some nightmares your way, but yeah, so that's awesome. Now, you guys got a whole year with the trophy. You just returned it Monday. What did the trophy go on any like special tour around the hometown? And did you party with the trophy at all? What are some good stories from the trophy tour of 2020 with the Barstool Classic trophy?
Yeah, Hoff, tell me about your trophy tour.
I had it at my house for one night. So we brought it to
Did you put the dings in it?
Yeah, who got the ding in it?
That was none of us. I seen that from Riggs' story. That was none of us.
That's on there.
That
That's
was
not
there.
from us. That was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That ding was
he's
there.
the one
That thing is in
initiated the
pristine condition.
All right. So Huff, what happened?
So we brought it around to the first tee. We had all the kids take pictures with it. They were loving it. I mean, it was cool to see them all around it. But yeah, like I said, I had it for one night. I think it was at Rocco's house a bunch every other night except one. And so I'm sure he probably drank out of it multiple times and had his friends drink out of it.
Yeah.
So you can speak to that.
So wait, let me explain here. Hold on. I tell Hoff, we first get the trophy. I was like, I'll just bring it into work for, a couple of weeks, show it off a little bit. I thought about leaving it in work, and Hoff's like, nah, don't leave it in work. So every day for about maybe a month, a couple weeks, I'm traveling, trophy in the passenger seat with me the whole time.
Strapped
whatever.
in,
I
ready to go.
I was loving it. I had the trophy in it. So then I said to Hoff, I was like, hey, you want to take this home like one night, dude? Like, would you like the trophy? We did win. He's like, all right, I'll take it tonight. He brought it back the next morning. He's like, yeah, you want to take it back? I'm like, all right.
That's a hell of a tour, Hoff.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, dude.
I showed the family, showed my girlfriend, and then it was like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, he just
away.
And it just sat right on my mantle or right on my windowsill in my dining room for I don't know how long. I mean, people drank out of it. People I've had. I have all the friend events over here, Friendsgiving and stuff like that. So everyone comes over and sees it. They've drank out of it. They've always asked me, but yeah, there's been plenty of people that have drank out of it.
Well, that's good to hear. That's I feel like that's what we're trying to do.
To their trophy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, watch out for that COVID-19, man. Oh man. Well, no, that's awesome. I love to hear that at least it got a little bit of whatever drink you prefer poured into it and drank out of it through the year. So that's awesome to hear. Hoff, I'm sorry you didn't get to have it a little longer. I mean, my God, 24 hours seems a little light.
I told Rocco, I said, you know what? You get it for 2019. I'll take it after the 2020 Classic.
We'll just
calling it now.
All right, them fighting words, boys. You heard it there. They're ready to take it home. He said confirmed pickup in November. So boys are chomping at the bit. They're not going to go down without a fight. I love it.
Yeah, not at all.
Whoever's playing in Atlantic City, those guys will see you out at Atlantic City. So we're pumped to tee it up there with you guys, and hopefully at least dethrone you from. Did you guys win the Philmont, or you were like first, second, or third? Second. Okay.
Yeah, but we will be accepting money matches at Atlantic City. Hoff, I just made this decision. If anybody wants
that's fine.
Money matches at Atlantic City Country Club, we will be accepting. Just let us know what you want.
Yeah, you got your first money match right here. The Enjoy the Walk, guys.
There's one 10, 20, 5, 10s. We can keep it cheap, expensive, whatever you want to do.
I mean, it might as well be expensive. It's a classic. Come on.
All right, you want to play for it? You want to play for your fees?
Woo!
If you win, we pay. If we win, we pay your registration fee.
Hey, listen. The good thing about the qualifiers, we have literally no stress.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. That's where I don't like the whole feedback because there's no stress on your end.
Yeah, we're very blessed. The only thing, the only exception Riggs said was we can't come in dead fucking last. So we don't.
I got pretty good faith in you guys. That ain't gonna fucking happen.
Nah. Hoff goes. We gotta finish 70th, if like 70th. That would be a total flip flop of winner to 70th.
I mean. It's happened before. Teams have done it in the past in sporting events. So I'm not guaranteeing you guys in there, but I think I've got some pretty good confidence that you can at least finish top like 20.
I think when we're not. I mean, we already talked about it. We're not. We're going to try and win it. It's not like we're going to show you who's got the trophy.
Yeah, I mean, I've gained a little bit of your mentality, and I think that just the winning mentality is the only way you step on a golf course. So I'm not too worried about you guys finishing dead fucking last.
No, I don't think we aren't either.
But yeah, we'll discuss that wager over the next couple months, and you got your first money match right here. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, you guys know where to find them. Out on Instagram. Where do you guys actually? I don't know. names off the top of the head for Instagram. So where do guys find you to hit you up for the money match for Atlantic City?
Well, I am Rock to Rock on Instagram. And I don't even know what my Twitter name is.
I am Do Hoffy.
Yeah.
DOFFY.
All right, guys. You heard it there. Hit them up. Money matches out at Atlantic City for the Barstool Classic qualifier. Guys, really appreciate you joining us. Barstool champions for the 2019 Barstool Classic. They're looking to repeat in 2020 down at Pinehurst. So who's going to knock you guys off? We don't know.
We'll see. We hope it's a good event again. We don't want to talk too much shit because you talk too much shit.
Yeah, all we're doing is carrying on the Barstool.
We're just carrying on. Yeah.
Trying to help.
A little shit talk is acceptable.
It's a little shit talk.
Listen, you can talk shit. You won 10K. I'm not taking anything away from you. So there's a little shit to be had, but yeah, there's people gunning for you now.
Yeah, there definitely is. I've been mentioned on Twitter a couple times. I'm kind of waiting for it. I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for Pinehurst. I can't wait. Oh man,
Yeah,
aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Be good.
Yeah. By the way, it was the 11th hole, Hoff.
I was right.
11th hole. It was our
par
7th
3 11th.
Yeah,
par 3 11th.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was playing about 193.
Whew, that's a bear.
Yeah, 193 or 225. I don't know which one it was. I don't think it was 225.
it was 200 something because I.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So.
But hey, boys, appreciate you guys having us. This was
yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
Yes, sir. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening, drinking your fine wines and whatever you got in a glass, Hoff. But we'll see you guys in Atlantic City. All right.
Yeah, we'll see you then, boys. Thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
take care, guys.
If you guys ever want to play beforehand, just let us know. We're around and.
For sure.
For sure. Dante's up there in the New Jersey area, and I'm planning on coming up to Philly a couple times for some rounds. So
we'll come to Running Deer.
Yeah, man, come on down.
Yeah,
we'll come to Running Deer. You can come to Running Deer, and then you can come to Bluebell.
Sounds good. We'll make
deal.
it happen.
All right, boys.
We'll see you
guys.
guys as well.
Awesome. Sounds great, guys. Have a good evening, and until next time, enjoy the walk.
Later.
All right, guys. So, as you know, that was Rocco Sgrillo and Anthony Hoffman from the Barstool Classic champions of 2019. Those boys love golf, man. Holy hell, they love golf. I love it.
For sure.
Yeah, it's
think about this. It's another championship that brought back the Philly. Can't beat that. No.
Nothing, dude. Nothing. You and your Philly guys, man, I'm telling you. At least, God. Yeah, whatever.
I pinched the nerve.
So anyway, we're looking forward to seeing those guys in Atlantic City. Pumped to be playing in ourselves, man. We talked about it a little bit, but we played out at Philmont last year and just didn't make putts last year, man. Put ourselves in some weird spots to not make putts and finished right around like even par. So 3 or 4 under, I think, got into it last year at the Philmont section. And I think that's what it'll take again this year. 3 or 4 under to qualify for the championship.
I think so. Yeah.
But man, it's just a fun event. I can't wait for it. As Rocco and those guys said, we got a little money match on the side, and we also, as Enjoy the Walk guys, will gladly accept some low money wagers, some money matches for any team that wants to take us on in the Barstool Classic out at Atlantic City. 10, 10, 20 or whatever, 10 aside, whatever, whatever you want to do, let us know. We'll play in a little money match. Adds a little extra juice, fuel to the fire. Love talking some shit, not too much shit, but a little shit.
It's always good to chirp here and there while you're playing that round. That's always fun.
Yeah. So you guys can check out, follow along with our summer as we prep for the Barstool Classic, on the side of doing the rest of the podcast at Enjoy the Walk Pod on Instagram and Twitter. We also have a YouTube page, guys. So, we haven't promoted this much to date, but we've posted a lot. But we do have a YouTube page. Go over to Enjoy the Walk Podcast on YouTube. You can check us out there. We post every podcast via YouTube as well, so you can follow along and put some faces to names that you guys might not see via the podcast on iTunes or Spotify, and also put some faces to our guests' names. We have some really awesome guests that are on this podcast, and you can, pretty much see most of their faces on the YouTube side of things. So we try to post their faces on our Instagram page, and get their face out there via that way. But you can also follow along and kind of just see their interactions with us on our YouTube page as well. So go click and subscribe to that. That would mean the world. As golf season comes back around, we're going to be doing a lot more interaction with the YouTube page, with Isaiah on the teaching side of things, and us just kind of featuring golf courses that we play during the summer and stuff like that. So definitely follow us on there, guys. We appreciate. We reached 1K. I want to talk about that real quick. We did our 1K giveaway.
That was surreal, for sure.
So cool. And I just want to thank people again for just pressing that follow button and pressing that play button each and every episode. This many listeners, this many followers in 3 months is surreal. It's awesome. And I just want to thank each and every one of you guys so much for, taking an hour out of your week, or 2 hours now that we do it twice a week, to listen to us shoot the shit about golf. We think, we love the game enough to give you guys an insight into the common man's kind of take on the golf industry and what's going on every week in golf, and bring you guys, the people within the industry and the people that love this game so much each and every week.
Oh yeah. And just the fact of the connections that we made too already, and just like the friendships that we're developing. I mean, we have, friends now to play with. We're kind of like wherever we go now onto the East Coast, whether it's North Carolina all the way down to Florida.
That's been the surreal thing too, like you just said, man. Just
Hawaii.
Already in 3 months, yeah, we have people from all over the country and Hawaii saying, "Man, whenever you guys come in town, you're playing at my place. You're
Golf,
playing at my place."
Golf. What's the course? Waikele.
Golf
Country Club.
Waikele. Shout out to you guys. We
Go
touched
golf. Yeah. Hell
we touched
yeah.
on Hawaii on the first episode, and they're telling us, "Hey, next time you guys are in, you guys are coming back, and we're doing a live podcast." So
yeah, if you're ever out there and you play that course is unreal, because what I loved about it was, so it's kind of it's on the island of Oahu. So the biggest, like the most populated area, Honolulu area. So it's kind of like in the center of the island, kind of in the hill section. And what's cool about it, I mean, once you roll up, they treat you like as if you're a private member. We got a little gift bag when we rolled up. We got a nice hot towel, cool towel, because it's hot out there.
I was gonna say, a hot towel in Hawaii does not sound pleasant.
Nah, so you got that, and then, but what was really cool, so you think, this is what I really liked about the course. The course was almost like gully in a way, where you felt secluded. So it wasn't so you're thinking ocean views, and you're thinking, the beaches and all that. This is in the middle of the city, and there's all these. It was weird because you were in Hawaii, but I felt as if I was in like Oregon, because they had.
You were in like the jungle there, weren't you?
That was a different one.
Okay.
The trees were like these tall pine needle trees. It almost felt like I was playing out in like Oregon, but I was in Hawaii. It was cool. It's definitely a course to check out.
Shout out to those guys. They always give us a bunch of love, and it's just cool, man, to see like you said, the connections we've been able to kind of foster from just doing this podcast and posting our opinions on stuff via Twitter and Instagram, and interacting with people. The golf community is amazing. I love this game even more now than I did when I started this podcast, and I thought I really loved it when we started the podcast. But I just, each and every week we keep hearing more stories, more, just different ins and outs of the game. And it just keeps driving home the fact that, like, this game's amazing. The industry's amazing. The people who play it are amazing. It's fun, man. I can't wait to continue this for another 20 episodes and another 20 and 20 after that. I can't wait to just continue to dive deep into this industry and get the great stories that are out there, because there's so many of them.
And that's what it's all about. It's making the connections, and it's really about hearing the stories. I mean, the stories that we've gone through already, we're pretty sick to hear. And there's definitely more stories out there, and we want to hear your stories. That's for sure. And it's definitely given me a different and new perspective on golf. So I'm excited.
Sure. And, just the listeners, you guys are amazing. That's all I got to say. Also, I want to add in, and Dante and I were just shooting the shit off the air, and this needs to be part of the next podcast. So here we are. The coronavirus, as we were on the pod, the NBA is canceling their season indefinitely. The United States has barred European countries, except I think the UK, from coming back to the United States for the next 30 days. And we have quite possibly one of the hottest takes that you might have for conspiracy theories on this whole coronavirus.
I like to conspire. This
Love
one's
to
nuts, though.
Love to conspire. But don't you think it's convenient that all of this coronavirus hoopla started coming about when rumors of Tiger being hurt surfaced? I think the Masters is going to get canceled. And I think it's all because Tiger's hurt and can't play. This is all Tiger Camp related. Spin Zone. This is all because Tiger can't play the Masters. And if Tiger can't play the Masters, there's no reason to have it in the first place, especially as defending champ. Coronavirus is going to cancel the Masters, and it's because of Tiger Woods. Let's debate
that's
that.
Just nuts, dude. Oh, shoot. What was I just going to say about that? Oh, my God.
You got nothing to say because you know I'm right.
I don't know. Yeah, conspiracy theories are fun, but this one's nuts. This is probably the craziest one that I've seen or read about, but it's fun. Dude,
I want you guys to weigh in. We'll post this on our Instagram tonight. Tomorrow. What do you guys think?
Coronavirus a Tiger Woods conspiracy just so he can be ready for the Masters?
Tell us your thoughts. Enjoy the Walk Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Interact with us on there. We're trying to post more polls. And if you guys have a hot topic that you think we missed on the podcast or you think we just didn't get right, send us an email, enjoythewalk19@gmail.com. Feel free to interact with us on there. We love kind of getting our listeners' perspectives on everything we're talking about. We want to hear from you guys. We want to discuss different things that, we might have missed or that you think is really cool in the game of golf. We're always open to having, new guests, people that aren't on our radar on the podcast. So if you have someone you think should be on the podcast, let us know. We'd love to talk. And, don't miss the merch drops that we're putting out too. We've got golf tees on the website now. We've got microfiber towels on the website. We've got the this week's the Players Championship. We've got the players themed the Walkers t-shirts. We've got our new Shield t-shirts out there. We're just a couple dudes doing this from our prospective apartments and rooms in our houses, and every purchase means the world to us. So thanks, guys, for whoever has made purchases already, and it means the world. So, that's it. www.enjoythewalk.store. You can find all of our information on there. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week. As always, enjoy the walk.
Enjoy the walk.
That's the stuff. One shot at